Okay, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hello all of you here at the Fire Hall in Vancouver in Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh territory. And hello to all those of you wherever you are in the world where you're tuning in on the web. Welcome to the Maladjusted project. I am David Diamond, the artistic director of Theatre for Living, formerly known as Headlines Theatre. Some housekeeping things before we move along. You should all know that this is closing night and therefore also our live interactive webcast. That's what all these cameras here are about. We're streaming live to the web tonight. If you have anything on you that is going to ring or beep, etc., please take this moment to turn them off. Thank you very much. If you have to leave for any reason during the first 30 minutes of the evening, please use those doors up there. After that, after the first 30 minutes or so, an usher will let you back in, by the way. After that, it gets much more relaxed in here. You'll know that when it happens, and you can come and go as you need to. I'm also supposed to tell you about the fire exits. They are there and there. Some background about this project. The impulse for Maladjusted comes out of the theatre company's many years of relationship with organizations and individuals in the health sector. We started hearing from people that in the name of efficiency, the system itself was becoming so mechanical that all of the players, caregivers, family members, patients, were having more and more difficulty getting and receiving care. It seemed to us that that was very good subject matter for a main stage project. And so, as is always the case with us, word went out into the community that we were looking for people to be involved in the project. 191 applications came in from people who wanted to be directly involved in the creation and performance of this play. We could interview 44 of those, and out of that 44 could hire 28. The cast of 24, the cast of 6 and 18 workshop participants. All of us began a week-long Theatre for Living workshop, 6 days, 8 hours a day, investigating these issues of our struggles with a mechanizing mental health system in the lives of the participants. After the week, the cast, the production team, and I had 4 weeks to create the play you're going to see here tonight. Not a documentary kind of theater that tells any one person's story, but a fiction that tries to ask questions about human-centered care. So it's important you know that while this play grows out of lived experience, nobody's playing themselves here tonight. They're all playing characters. Also, I want to let you know, because there's an insert in the program. 4 days before we opened, one of our cast members, Martin Philby, needed emergency surgery. This was completely outside anybody's control. It was very important that that happen. I'm being really transparent about this because I don't want anybody to think that Martin just disappeared on us. That was so much not the case. He put an enormous amount into the creation of this play. His health had to come first. And so he went. And on very short notice, very courageously, Colin Ross, who was one of the workshop participants, stepped into the role and has been with us ever since. I'm curious, how many of you have been to a Headlines, a Theatre for Living forum theatre event before? Can I see some hands, please? Boy, it's different every night. Maybe 50% of the house tonight. Nice to have you back. Those of you who might not know what you're at, this is a different kind of theater here tonight. This play will build to a crisis and stop. It will offer no solutions. It's as if the play turns around and says, we have this real problem, and we really don't know what to do. What do we do? So after the play, we're going to go into a kind of a dialogue, but not a sitting in your seats talking dialogue, a dialogue of action to find ways to work towards human-centered care. And I want to just talk about that for a moment. Because when we started organizing this project, we were using the term patient-centered care, because that's the term that's out there. But it became apparent that that term itself is kind of problematic. Because if we're going to really have a healthy mental health system, of course the patients are important. But we have to take into account the caregivers, the family members. So I'm going to be asking you when the time comes about human-centered care. Now, this is also our live interactive webcast, so I have a little extra thing to do tonight. Those of you in the house here, I want you to ignore what I'm saying for now. Okay, I'm talking to the people outside the theater here for a moment. Those of you watching on the web, because there's a lag time in processing your ideas that may come onto the stage, I want you to start sharing your ideas now, while the play is happening for the first time. Here's what's going to happen. If you have an idea, folks watching on the web, if you understand the struggle that the characters are engaged in, and you have an idea about how to create human-centered care by replacing a character whose struggle it is you understand, you're going to click on one of the web actors. Web actor 1, web actor 2, or web actor 3. These are folks who are sitting at a computer bank over there in the loading bay with heaters and coats on at the moment, because it's chilly in there. And they're going to ask you some questions. And then they're going to run into the theater and they're going to yell stop, and they're going to do an intervention on your behalf from wherever you are in the world tonight. Yes, that's going to happen here tonight. It's wild. But you folks in the theater, just watch the play, okay? Don't yell stop, because you're really going to disrupt the play if you do that. Can we have places for the beginning of the play, please? So I'm going to ask that you watch this play through a certain kind of eye, to keep your eyes, your ears, your hearts open for the struggles that the characters are engaged in, and to think of ways that they might, or that you might on their behalf, deal with the situations here differently to create human-centered care. We're going to show you the piece. It's about 30 minutes long. You're not going to yell stop. And then I'm going to come back and talk to you a little bit more about how it is we're going to use the theater to have this dialogue in here tonight. But first, here's the play.
Danielle? Danny? Danny? Danny, honey.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm sorry. I was calling you. I want to see if you want to come down and hang out, and we'll watch a movie.
Okay, can you just give me 15 to finish this?
Is that homework?
Yeah.
Okay. But don't take too long, okay, honey? I miss you.
I miss you too, Mom.
And then I didn't even end up getting a bed.
Where did you sleep?
I didn't. I just walked around all night last night.
Oh, Jack. You know, I think I might have a possible placement idea for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's called New Springs Recovery House.
A recovery house?
Yeah, I know it may not be the best fit, but it'll get you off the street. It's a good first step until we can get you in supportive housing. So I need to ask you about your oxy use.
Oh, it's fine. I'm down to one a day. Yeah, it hasn't really been an issue.
Oh, you see, in order for this to work, there needs to be a dependency issue?
Okay, I guess sometimes it takes 4, maybe even 5.
Okay, good. Because the doctor did say there was an addiction problem.
Yeah, I guess.
This is great news, Jack. I'm going to be able to get you off the street.
Oh, that's so awesome.
So the placement opens Friday.
Friday? That's like 4 days from now.
I know, I'm sorry. It's the best I can do. So I'll take you on my lunch break. Meet me out front at noon.
Okay.
Be there, Jack.
I will, for sure. Thanks again, Abby.
Hey, Mom, did you pick a movie yet?
Hey, no, not yet. I was waiting for you. You pick.
Awesome. Can we rent that new Hansel and Gretel off the TV, please? It's supposed to be really good.
Isn't that a scary movie?
Mom, I'll hold your hand.
Okay.
Thanks.
Danny, why are you wearing your hair like this?
I'm just lazy today.
Let me do your hair. You know, Danielle, I got an email from your school today.
Yeah, that was for English class, right?
Honey,
I was there, Mom. He probably just didn't see me.
if you're gotta start picking up your grades now, otherwise you're not gonna be able to catch up.
I know, I'm trying.
Well, please try harder. You do want to graduate, don't you? Honey, look, I know you're still hurting. But it's been a year now, sweetie. You gotta let it go.
She was my best friend.
Look. See, that's cute.
I'm 17.
I know, but you're still my little girl. Don't you remember how I used to do your hair when you were little? I put flowers in there.
Don't do that.
Oh, come on, Danny. Don't make a big deal out of it. It's just a little flower.
Just don't, Mom.
Danny, don't make a fuss. Just gonna stick a little flower in there. And a little
Don't put the fucking flower in my hair.
Watch your mouth. What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? Grab a fucking clue. You have no idea what I'm
What?
going through. I'm
Danny.
fucking tired of coming home and taking care of you all the time. I'm not your fucking friend. I hate you. Why can't you just leave me the fuck alone? That's all I want you to do. Leave me the fuck alone.
Oh, she's not here yet? Your car's not even here? I guess I'll have a cigarette.
Hey, Jack. Jack, sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's okay.
You got your stuff?
Yeah, I got everything.
Oh, good. I think New Springs is going to be good for you.
Yeah, we'll see.
Frank, he's a really nice guy.
Okay.
Hey, Jack. There's something I should have told you.
Okay.
This place, it's got a lot of house rules. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Abby, how's it going?
Good, thank you.
Good to see you.
You too.
Hey, and you must be Jack.
Yeah, hi, nice to meet
Hey,
you.
nice to meet you. So, do you have any case files or medical files for Jack here?
Oh, they didn't make it over?
No.
All right, I'll head back to the office, handle it, have them sent right over.
Okay, great.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's no worries.
Good luck, Jack.
Yeah, thanks, Abby.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Oh, Abby, she's great, huh?
Yeah, she's the best.
Yeah. Well, this is New Springs Recovery. The junior house manager, Frank. Have you ever stayed in a recovery house before?
Not one quite like this, no.
Okay. Do you have any court cases or anything?
No, nothing like that.
Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, I'm going to need to search your pockets, so if you could empty them, please.
Okay.
And I'm going to need to search your backpack, too. So.
My backpack?
Yep. Thank you, sir. Okay. Here we have a 7 o'clock wake up. 7 to 7:30 is chores. 7:30 to 8 is breakfast. 8 to 9 is group meditation. 9 to 10 is regular group meetings with Jim. Here we operate on the buddy system. No one is allowed to
what's all
leave the
my
premises
stuff?
without another house member present. And you must always sign in or out when coming or going. And there is no spitting on the grounds permitted. And you must use butt cans provided when smoking. And you are required to attend all regular NA and or AA meetings as per schedule. There is no working while you're in the junior house. And I got to tell you, sir, that looking through this, there are no outside medications permitted. So, let's figure this out here. What are these anyway?
Meds.
Okay, what's this one?
That's my Seroquel. That helps me sleep.
Sleeping pills? Okay. And this one?
That's my Wellbutrin. That's for my ADHD.
ADHD? Yeah. Okay. And what's this one?
Those are my Oxys.
Oxys? No. And what's this one?
That's my clonazepam. That's really important. That helps me with my anxiety.
You got anxiety? Yeah, well, here that's going around. Okay. I'll take this.
I'm gonna need my ID, man.
Oh, it'll go in your file. Any questions, you can bring that up with Jim. Could I have you read and sign your contract, please? And I need you to fill a journal out, a daily journal, 1 page minimum per day. I'll be checking that at the end of the week, upon which I'll give you a tobacco ration. And you, my good friend, have got the last bed in the junior house. We've got one last bed. It's an 8-bed unit downstairs. Any of the
Wait,
guys?
8 beds? You mean I'm gonna have to share a room with 7 other guys?
Hey, these are really good guys. You'll
Well,
love
it
them.
doesn't matter how good they are, man. I'm gonna need my meds.
Well, until the doctor takes a look at those. Anyways, any of the guys will show you where the pillows and blankets are. So, oh, wait, one last thing. I'm going to need you to give me a piss test. And I'm going to require you to give me a piss test whenever I suspect you of picking up and or using. There's a bathroom across the hall, so why don't you just go fill her up, Buttercup.
Do I at least get to keep my cigarettes?
Yep, grab those. This is mine. Oh, hey, Jack.
Yeah?
Hey, welcome to New Springs Recovery.
Yeah, thanks, man.
George, it's Paul. Not well. I just saw the budget, and I've been cut another 100,000. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to find it. I may have to cut another program. Where will all patients go then? George, can't you find the money somewhere else? What will I tell people? 500 million. They gave the RCMP 500 million. And what do we get? More cuts. Yeah. The consultant report, oh, come on, George, you know just as well as I do. It's nonsense. It's garbage. I'm getting so tired of this. Yeah. Not yet. 3 more years.
Dr. Devereaux to the outpatient clinic, please.
I'm being paged.
Danielle.
I'll talk to you later.
Danny, honey, come on, let's go.
I told you I didn't want to go.
I took time off of work for this. We are going. Get your ass down here now.
Such a waste of time.
Let's just go, please.
Mom, wait. Mom,
What?
I'm sorry. Please don't make me go.
Danny, we have been through all of this.
I already filled out the stupid questionnaire. What more do they want from me?
Well, you agreed to go.
To the first appointment.
Danny, you promised you were not going to give me a hard time about this.
There's nothing wrong with me.
Please, let's just go. Come on, sit down.
Danielle? Mrs. Williams?
Doctor?
I'm Dr. Devereaux, and I'm the clinic psychiatrist. So first, Danielle, let me thank you for having completed those long questionnaires. But before we go further, I do want to check some of your answers, okay? All right. So, your periods of depression, do they last longer than 2 weeks at a time? Okay. And your sleep then?
It's fine.
It's fine.
No, it isn't. I have a hard time getting her up in the mornings.
Okay, so you're sleeping. Now, your periods of anger and irritability, do they last longer than 4 days at a time?
Just depends on how pissed off somebody makes me.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Drugs. Now, it's important for me to know that none of this is due to any drugs you might be taking.
Nope.
Okay. Now, family, any family history of similar problems?
No?
No? All right.
Well, actually, Doctor, there is a history in my family. of depression.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's important for me to know. Now, Danielle, I notice you seem quite anxious. Is that something you feel a lot of the time?
Just depends on how nervous I am.
All right. Okay. Well, then, based on the information that you shared with us, I think we'll be able to help. Now, Danielle, I think you've been struggling with a mood disorder, the type we call bipolar 2. Now, there is some very good evidence-based treatment for this, but it's not easy. It's a combination of medication, individual counseling, and family education. So today what I'd like to do is start you on some medications and ask you to take all the return appointments before you leave. So I'm going to start you on some mood stabilizers, in particular Epival, 250 milligrams twice a day, and olanzapine, 5 milligrams at bedtime. For your anxiety, I'm going to suggest some lorazepam, 2 milligrams, that you can take only when you need, as you need, up to twice a day. And I'm going to give you a 2-week supply. And as I mentioned, I would like you to make a return appointment with me in 1 week's time.
Oh, I'll take that.
Okay. Well, I can see that this has been a difficult time for both of you. But I'm confident we'll be able to help.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
I hope you're happy now.
Danielle! Danny, wait! At least now we know what's wrong, right? Honey, Danny, please.
God damn it, Jack. You really fucking messed that up. Where the fuck did you leave? Got nowhere to fucking stay. Got no fucking meds. Don't even have my
Jack.
fucking
Hey,
wallet.
what'd you take off for? Hey! I'm still holding your bed open for you. And I still got your stuff.
Don't care about my stuff, man. It's my fucking medication.
Well, I told you you couldn't have that until it was cleared by our doctor.
It's cleared by my doctor.
But it has to be cleared by our doctor.
I told you I couldn't stay in that dorm with all those guys and not have my meds.
Oh, man, that's just a junior house. It's like that, man.
Don't fucking touch me!
Really? You're gonna throw everything away over a couple of goddamn sleeping pills?
Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do, man?
Dude, you're supposed to just man up and suck it up.
Fucking
Don't worry
suck
about
it
a
up.
couple of
Well,
goddamn
fuck you!
pills. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jack!
3 staff members, and now we only have enough funds to hire 1 back?
Oh, I know, but we have no choice.
Well, we need to do something. People are stressed. They're calling in sick, going on leave, and now fighting in the office.
Abby, I'd love to let you hire back, but all we can do is follow through on the consultant's report.
Oh, come on, Paul. The consultant report is a joke. In real life, the phones are ringing off the hook and people are backed up at the front counter.
Can't you make your staff more efficient?
All right. All of us will give up our professional development days then.
Abby, you know that's not possible.
Then please go to the powers that be and say we can't do this.
What makes you think I haven't already tried?
Well, Dr. Devereaux, I don't even know how to do this job anymore.
Abby, I'm confident you'll find a way to make this work.
Hey, Abby, excuse me, I was wondering if you had a minute. Sorry if I'm interrupting anything.
This is Frank from New Springs. Is it all right?
Hey, doctor. Hey, I was going to ask you about Jack. We had him at the house, and he took off a couple of days ago. And I saw him last night, and the guy, he took a swing at me.
Are you all right?
Yeah, well, actually, he hit me, but...
Did you call the police?
No, I didn't really...
Abby, isn't that the policy?
Yeah, but he just ended up in jail. Frank, is he off his meds?
Yeah, well, his meds were taken away during his intake. But, you know, I was wondering, doctor, maybe you could help out. If you could maybe sign a note on his contract saying I could do a partial...
Frank, did he leave by choice?
Yes.
Okay, well, he's no longer our responsibility.
Well, we could write a letter and you could sign it.
Abby, you know that's not procedure.
But it's not a prescription,
It
it's
would
a
not
release of his
appropriate for me
meds.
to leave
He's been a client here for a year. Oh, come on.
You know, with all due respect, doctor, this is fucked up. Just...
Oh, okay, Frank. Okay, Frank. I'll call you on your cell.
I'm sorry, Abby. We're going to lose this guy.
I'll handle it.
Abby, what the hell was that?
What am I supposed to do? There's nowhere to put people. I can't cope anymore.
Abby, you need to get a hold of yourself.
Paul, I'm asking you for help.
I'm telling you, there's nothing more I can do.
Jesus Christ, Paul. What's happened to you?
Danny, I'm home. Danny. Danny.
Hey, you've reached Danny. Leave a message.
Honey, where are you? Please call me right away.
God damn it, Jack. What the fuck did you do that for? God, they're gonna call the fucking cops on you. Nowhere to fucking stay. Everything's so fucked up. I'm so sick of this shit. Just can't fucking take this anymore. What the fuck? Oh, fuck. Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. Can I bum a cigarette?
No, sorry.
Please, just one. You got them right there in your hands.
Yeah. Here you go.
Thank you. You got a light?
Holy shit, you want me to smoke it for you too?
Oh, I need a light to smoke. Thank you.
Hey, dude, hey. I need my lighter back.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm having a really rough day.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's just a lighter. Hey, dude. Do you know where I could get any weed around here?
Sorry, not really.
Like, come on, I just need a joint.
Well, I got a little bit. I guess I could smoke one with you.
Really? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, not here, though. There's just too many people. Down here looks pretty good. We gonna do this or what? Hey, my name's Jack.
Danny. Thanks for this, eh?
Oh, yeah, no worries. Really helps calm me down. I don't have my meds today. So what are you on?
Oh, I don't do drugs. I just smoke weed.
I'm not talking about drugs. I'm talking about medication. Seriously, what are you on?
How can you tell?
I can tell. I can see it in your eyes. Come on, what are you on?
Well, they just gave me some bullshit diagnosis and put me on all these mood stabilizers.
Like what?
They gave me Epival and olanzapine. Then they gave me.
Jeez, that's some really heavy stuff.
Yeah, dude. And then they also gave me some like anti-anxiety medication, like lorazepam.
Oh, lorazepam, that's a Pam. You don't mind if I just see him, eh?
I don't have them on me.
Come on, I know you got him on you. Their take is needed. Just let me see him.
Guess.
Hey, you don't mind if I have one, eh?
Oh, I guess not.
You want one?
No?
Are you sure?
Does this actually make you feel better?
Oh, they help me so much. Just looking at them calms me down.
They make me feel like shit.
You got a light? Come on, I'm not gonna take it this time.
Okay. So, do you live around here?
No, not really. You know, you're gonna wanna clean that before you use it.
What?
Don't worry, I'm a cutter. See, I did that one when my mom died. And then this one I did just before I went to jail. And this big one right there, I did
You know what?
that
I
just
just remembered. My mom's waiting for me. I gotta get home.
No, just wait.
Thanks for this, though.
Wait a second. Let me walk you home.
No, it's fine. Thanks.
Oh, come on. It's not a very nice neighborhood. I just want to walk you home.
Okay. Just hurry up, please. Oh, Danny, please be okay. Please be okay. Oh. Iron, she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mommy, where the hell have you been?
I just went out.
Danny, I have been worried sick and you're not answering any of my calls.
It's because my phone died.
Oh, please. And you didn't go to school again today.
Well, I can't go back to school.
Of course you can.
No, I can't. They're gonna call me crazy there.
Oh, Danny, look at me when I'm talking to you. What is wrong with you now?
Mom, it's these meds. They cloud my head. I can't think properly.
Honey, you get used to them. And Danny, you cannot disappear on me like that. Not
Why?
anymore.
Why?
You know why.
Mom, I'm sorry.
Just give me
Stop,
my
please.
tickles.
Mom, stop.
It'll
It's clean enough.
medicine.
Just stop,
Just
please.
stop.
I'm sorry. Just relax.
Thank you.
Are you expecting somebody?
That's gonna be your Uncle Frank.
Why'd you call Uncle Frank?
I had to call somebody.
You didn't tell me about the doctors, did you?
Danielle, please, just answer the door.
Fuck, Mom. Hey, Uncle Frank.
Danielle, you're home.
Well, of course I'm home. Where else would I be?
Your mom phoned. She was,
Hey, Frank.
yeah, is everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's good. Danny's home now.
I'm gonna go up to my
Daniel,
room.
wait a second. Your mom been phoning all day looking for you. Where were you?
I went to a friend's after school.
Yeah, your mom told me you didn't go to school, so don't lie to me.
Uncle, I had a lot of stuff to do today. I went to a
You
friend's.
didn't answer any of our calls or any of our
It's
texts.
because my phone died.
Your phone died. Oh, Danielle, that's a good one. You can do better than that. What do you think? We're that stupid?
Just stop.
Frank, she's home now, and I'm here.
Mia, you pulled me out of a very important group session to come and help you deal with this. So just tell me what happened.
I'm sorry. I was just about to call you, but she's okay.
Okay. Well, she doesn't look okay.
What the fuck? Jack, what the
Where
fuck
is
are
she
you doing
going?
here?
I just came to talk
Jack?
to you.
Fucking
What
crazy.
the hell?
Who is that?
How do you know this guy?
I just came
to my niece.
No, that's not like that. No, get the hell out of here.
Danny.
How the hell do you know that guy?
Everybody,
Danielle?
please.
He didn't make fucking hard like me.
No. How do you know him?
Shut up.
Danielle, don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you.
Fuck off.
Danielle, get your ass down here right now. How did you meet this guy?
Just fuck off and get out, Uncle. This isn't your house.
Don't you swear at me, kid. If your dad was here, you'd ask for the same goddamn...
That's not helping. Don't give me that look. You have no idea what's going on here.
Well, why don't you just tell me what's going on?
Just go home, Frank. Just go.
damn it, Jack. How did you let everything get so fucked up? Nowhere to fucking sleep. I don't have my fucking meds. Fucking Frank in his goddamn recovery house. God, this is so fucked up. Oh, I hope Abby can fix this. I just can't take this shit anymore. Oh.
Jack? Jack, it's Abby.
Oh, hey, Abby.
Have you been here long?
I don't know.
It must be freezing.
Oh, yeah, it was a really, really rough night. Look, I know I don't have an appointment, but do you think you got like 5 minutes for me?
Yeah, come in.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, come in. Sit down. So what happened?
With what?
You've been AWOL for 5 days, Jack.
Well, they took away all my medication.
That's the policy until you see the doctor.
Well, I told them I couldn't stay in that room with all those guys and not have my pills.
Right. Well, I told you there were a lot of house rules.
Well, rules I can take, but I need my meds.
Look, Jack, what do you want me to do?
Oh, I don't know, Abby. Can you just, please, can you find a way to get me some meds?
I'm not a doctor. I don't have any meds. The best I can do is take you to the ER.
Oh, not the fucking ER. They're just gonna lock me up there.
Jack, you're in rough shape. You need to be assessed.
Well, I don't know what to do, Abby.
You!
Frank?
You're no longer allowed in New Springs Recovery.
Why?
Here's the last of his
What
paperwork.
about all my stuff, man?
It's in the garbage.
My fucking pills?
In the garbage.
Frank!
He messed up big time.
Abby, what's going
Hey,
on? Do anything.
Jack, sit down.
No, I don't want to sit down. I just want to go.
Jack, look at me. Sit down or I'll hear your side of the story.
Hey,
Jack,
Don't inject me, please!
Okay, so that's the play. In order to move into the next part of the evening, I want to ask you some questions. And we're going to start off gently. I'm curious. How many of us in this room, all this takes is the raise of a hand, please. How many of us in this room, either from our own personal lives or through the lives of loved ones, but please, no further away than that. How many of us recognize issues around mental health and the mechanization of the system inside this play? Could I see some hands, please? This is our 18th performance. It's been like this every night. You can put your hands down. It's 90%, 95% of the hands in the house go up every night. There's something we know in that moment. And that is that the story that's here on the stage isn't just here on this stage, it's woven throughout the audience. And because I'm pretty certain you folks are coming from different areas and segments of Metro Vancouver, this story is woven through all of our communities. If you can identify some of the struggles, I'm curious, can you name them? What are they? These struggles with mechanization. Just yell out. What do you recognize? Anybody? Too many drugs.
Stigma.
Well, when you say stigma, what do you mean?
I mean, on the behalf of the people that are experiencing mental illness, like especially the girl, she's feeling a lot of stigma with getting a diagnosis.
Okay.
And also
Okay, so part of the mechanization is a stigmatization around being chemicalized, right? And about being labeled. Is this fair? Yeah? Okay. Folks, just so you know, when people say stuff, I'm going to feed it back because I know if somebody here says something, up there may not necessarily be able to hear, etc. So I'm always going to be feeding things back. Yes?
Misuse of power.
When you say misuse of power, because that can be about pretty much anything, what do you mean in terms of the mechanization of mental health?
People have roles in powerful roles, and they use them without sensitivity.
Okay, so part of the mechanization is people in power being inside a role and being insensitive in that role. Okay, over there, yeah.
Burnout.
Again,
The mental health workers.
so the part of the mechanization is the mental health workers themselves burning out.
Under-resourced.
Pardon me?
It's under-resourced.
Because everything's under-resourced. Yes.
Systemic inequity, just in the general sense of mental health and the system and how things are functioning at
Right.
any level. Like
Right.
you see it in the home and you see it with an
Right.
individual. who's-
Whether it's in on the business side or the family side, there's a systemic inequity, and that's part of the mechanization.
Everyone in this play really cares about doing the best and caring for each other. And the mechanization of the rules and the system deadens that, and it turns that in on themselves, which deadens their own humanity, which causes a whole other.
Okay, part of the mechanization is that while everybody here cares and wants to do the right thing, they're trapped inside something. I'm paraphrasing now, but is that fair? And that's creating problems.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go over here. Yes.
An absurdly quick DSM diagnosis.
An absurdly quick DSM diagnosis. For those of you who may not know, the DSM is the Diagnostic Bible. Just one or two more, and then we're going to stop. Anybody here? Yes.
Just a theme of coercion throughout the entire play, like mom coercing the
Right.
daughter.
Part of the mechanization is coercion that happens at many levels. Last.
The lack of attachment.
Part of the mechanization is, when you say lack of attachment, you mean?
The people were felt unattached. There was a lack of attachment that led them down this path and the mechanization process.
So a lack of attachment to each other?
To each other.
Okay, is part of the mechanization issue. We're going to have to move on. This is going to happen a number of times tonight. Those of you watching on the web, you're in chat space. You can be sharing your ideas about the struggles with mechanization with each other, which I imagine you were doing that anyway, but just in case you don't know. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to perform this play again. This second time, if you understand the struggles that the characters are engaged in, and you have an idea about how to create human-centered care, you're going to yell, stop. The action here is going to stop. You're going to come out of the audience area, here, into the playing area, take the place of the character whose struggle it is you understand, and try your idea. Yes? Yes, indeed you are. The other actors are going to improvise with you in character, and you know, we'll see what happens. Now, there's some things about this invitation. This isn't a test here tonight. Often we have the deepest insights from ideas that come onto the stage that don't solve the problem, because we can learn what not to do in any given situation, and you know, whatever you do is going to give somebody else an idea. We get to enter very creative space. But we also have another opportunity with this project, because ideas that come onto the stage might also make gaps in policy visible. Because we have an opportunity. I want to introduce you to Carissa Wheeler. This is Carissa. Hi, nice to see you. You can do that. Carissa is our community scribe on the project. She's been here at every performance. She's taking down notes about the ideas that come onto the stage. Not notes about the people, notes about the ideas. And she's taking all that home and studying it and collating it. And she's going to come up with a policy document that is the voice of people living the issues that comes out of this theater process, recommendations for policy around human-centered care. We have written agreements from the Mental Health Commission of Canada and others to receive that policy document and treat it with respect. So we have some hope that we're going to be able to actually use the theater process to help create, change policy around human-centered care. We did warm-ups in the workshop and the rehearsal process all the time. I want to do something here with you because I can feel the heaviness in the room from the play, and I can see your faces. So those of you who've been coming to these events for a while, you should be practiced at this. I want to see everybody in the room doing this, please. It really will help clear the palate, take us back to the beginning. With your right hand, please, I want to see everybody doing this. Make an X in the air. This is really simple. You can do it from your seats. Okay? Everybody, please. And with your left hand, at the same time, make an O. You look spectacular. You can stop, you can stop, you can stop, you can stop. I'm always looking for people who can do this. Can anybody actually do this? There's a hand going, oh, you've been here a couple times. There's a hand going up over there. I'm going to consider you officially warmed up. Cast, can you start resetting for the beginning of the play, please, and bring your chairs out? So, people here in the theater, you understand the struggle that the characters are engaged in. Yell stop. The action's going to stop. You're going to come out of the audience area, here into the playing area, take the place of the character, thank you, take the place of the character who's struggling, as you understand, and try your idea. Those of you watching on the web, you are going to click on a web actor 1, 2, or 3. That person is taking you into private chat space. They're going to ask you some questions, and then come into the theater, yell stop, and do the intervention on your behalf. Now, I want to be clear about what I'm asking of you. I love how quiet it gets in this moment. I'm asking you to replace characters who you believe are struggling with these issues of mechanization and mental health. Who is struggling with what is up to you to decide. But I'm going to ask you to really enter their struggle and work from there. Not change that character into a nicer person or perhaps a more balanced individual somehow and solve the problem through some magic. That isn't where this exploration is here tonight. What do I mean? I'll give you a couple of examples. There are characters in this play you've already identified are struggling with issues of money and funding, lack of resources. You don't replace them and suddenly have all the money and resources you need. That would be magic. We know, it is our opinion, having made this play, that every character in this play, all of them, have mental health issues. You don't replace those characters and suddenly not be struggling with that mental health issue. That would be magic. You yell stop because you have information to share, not just because you want to improvise on the stage. You come and you share that information from inside the character's struggle, please. It's really where the power of this event is. Okay? So, can we get ready to start from the beginning of the Jack and Abby scene? Understand the struggle that the character's engaged in, have an idea, yell stop. And I just want to say this, because it is our last show and I can see your faces, and this happens often, and I think a whole bunch of you were sitting here going, there's no way in hell we're going to do this here tonight. We have had many very, very lively forums in here. Here's the thing I know. All it takes is one of you. You know, there are no plants in the audience. Nobody's going to start this for you. It's against my rules. All it takes is one of you to screw your courage up, do this. You'll see we can have a really good time in here tonight and explore these very serious issues. Okay. Understand the struggle, yell, stop. We'll go from there. Here we go, folks.
I waited in line for 2 hours, and then I didn't even end up getting a bed.
Where did you sleep?
I didn't. I just walked around all night last night.
Oh, Jack. You know, I might have a possible placement idea for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's called New Springs Recovery House.
A recovery house?
Yeah, it may not be the best fit, but it'll get you off the street. It's a good first step until we can get you in supportive housing. So I need to ask you about your oxy use.
Oh, it's fine. I'm down to 1 a day. Yeah, it hasn't really been an issue.
Oh, you see, in order for this to work, there needs to be a dependency issue?
Okay, I guess sometimes I take 4, maybe even 5.
Okay, good, because the doctor did say there was an addiction problem.
Yeah, I guess.
This is great news, Jack. I'm going to be able to get you off the street.
That's so awesome.
So the placement opens Friday.
Friday, that's like 4 days from now.
I know, it's the best I can do. So I'll take you on my lunch break, meet me out front at noon.
Stop. Stop, I can't take it anymore. Okay. Who would you replace?
Her.
Intervention to replace Abby. Come, please. Just come. And give me your left arm, please. Your left arm. This, no, this way. This will mic you, so we can mic you for the web.
All right.
Okay? So intervention to replace Abby, and where do you want to go from?
Let's go from. Let's go from the entrance.
From
the scene.
just coming in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
think
I
I've
have
got
an
it.
idea for a place where you can go.
What's your name again?
Jack.
Jack.
Okay, here we go.
So I'm Abby?
Yes.
Okay. I think I have a solution to your problem for housing.
Oh, yeah?
All right? Yeah, just follow me. You got 5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm here for my appointment.
Right, you're here for an appointment. Okay, so there's a recovery house that has a bed that's available. Now, do you identify as being chemically dependent?
Well, I am on some medications, like I'm on Oxycontin for one example. I wouldn't mind getting off that, especially if it means I have a place to stay and make some plans for my life.
Okay, so that Oxycontin, what is that a diagnosis for? Was that for pain?
It's for a back injury, yeah.
Okay, and now do you feel like that's something that is under control, or do you feel like that's something that's a problem? And this is between you and I. And the reason I ask you this is because in order to get entrance to this place, this housing, you have to be chemically dependent.
Well, I am dependent on it. That's a tough question, you know. I'm gonna have to say yeah, but the driving force is I want to get off the streets.
Okay, so really what we need for you is a safe place that's affordable housing or something that's associated that may not be something that is a recovery-based 12-step community.
Yeah, at the same time, I could use a safe environment to help me get off this stuff. Well, what are your other options for me? Do you have any?
I don't. Okay. So this is what we have, but this is the other concern, is when you get there, they're gonna ask you to let go of your meds. Are you able to do that until the doctor comes to prescribe them again?
I'm on some medication for mental health conditions that I can't really just stop taking. It's not safe.
I understand that.
So are they just gonna stop my meds, or are they gonna take them from me and dispense them, or?
Well, here's a solution. What we can do is make sure that you actually enter on a day that there's a physician. So that there's no interruption in your prescription. How does that sound?
That sounds great, yeah.
All right. Well, so that won't be until Thursday.
Thursday, wow, that's a ways away.
It is. But it's something, and if there's something that comes in before, then we can probably take care of that.
Okay, I guess, so do you want me to check in with you then?
Yeah,
because
I'd
I
like
don't have a phone right now. And
I understand. Why don't you visit the office? Visit the office when you feel, let's visit at noon.
Okay.
Okay, every day beforehand, because I have a lunch hour, and then we can just check in and see how you're doing.
Okay, I'll do
right.
that for sure.
And if anything comes up between now and Thursday, I'll let you know, and then we can proceed from there.
That's fantastic, thank you.
Freeze, please. Great, you're doing great. This is something that we did in rehearsal. You can do this, audience member. You're doing great, you'll be able to do this. I'm gonna come and touch both of you on the shoulder. When I do, I want you to speak your secret thought. The thing you're really thinking inside as the character, as Abby, but would never, under any circumstances, say out loud in front of the other character. Your secret thought. It's not something we've heard already, it's a secret. Is that clear to you? Mm-hmm. Okay, when I touch you, please, decide what it is, commit to it, don't change it when you hear the other person's.
So,
No,
sorry.
I'll come and touch you. Your secret thought.
A whole week? That really sucks.
Oh my God, I am so overwhelmed right now. I'm so stinky. I'm smelly. I haven't eaten in days, and I haven't slept in 5 hours, and I could use some of that Seroquel myself.
Let's come out of here. Just keep it on for a sec. Just come. I don't know how to ask this question, but was that Abby speaking, or?
I have my own Seroquel.
Okay, so you know something about what you're talking about here.
Yeah.
You're informed somehow. So interestingly, in the timeline of our play, it's actually only 2 days, because today's Friday. There would be a doctor there on Monday. So, it turns into almost a week, but in the actual timeline of our play, it is a matter of 2 days. But how many of us in this room recognize that that issue is a real one? A, that it's the wrong place for him to be going. How many of you understand that? This is happening in Vancouver way, way, way too many times, because there's no way for Jack to go. But then beyond that, the med issue is a real one, and there is no 24/7 doctor. You know that to be true, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's asking you to check in, Abby's asking you to check in every day at noon. Are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I need a place to go, and I'm willing to try anything.
Right, you're motivated.
Yeah.
And so, Frank, I just want to consult just for a sec. So they come over, and the doctor is there, okay? Because it's not, the doctor's going to be there. Let's assume that. And they get to talk to the medical guy at New Springs. Can he navigate these meds if he's there?
Yeah, they would go to his office.
Yeah.
He's in contact with us,
Yeah.
and he can okay those.
Okay, so then they will get doled out somehow. Is that
Yeah,
fair?
we'll put him on a regimen. We
Yeah.
have a 6:30 a.m.
Right.
and
Okay.
11:30 p.m.
Okay, so this will actually solve this problem for him. It's going to take some patience. So let me ask you something, because you're doing something our Abby isn't doing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What do you...
I'm sure.
Yeah, no. What do you have to conquer inside Abby in order to slow this process down enough, because that's what you're doing, in order to navigate this and make it safe?
Well, taking a breath and just recognizing that instead of thinking about, oh my God, I've got to get him somewhere at any cost, I'm thinking this could cause more problems than it solves. Right? If he is not chemically dependent or doesn't identify as such, then we're going to have what ensued. So it's a more holistic approach to, and not quite so anxious, right?
So inside the mechanization of the system, you're just slowing everything down.
Slow down.
How many of us recognize, it seems simple, but how many of us recognize how difficult it is to actually do that when everything gets moving? How many of us get it? Yeah, so this is very important. Anything you want to say before you go?
Just thank you for doing this. I'm actually down the road at Harbor Light for chemical dependency. So, we deal with this every day, that not only do the meds have to be taken, right, but this is all Coast Health Authority stuff in order to keep your licensing. Then they are literally taken, go back to Safeway, get repackaged, and then come back as ever they do.
It's a recycling process.
It is, and it can create. First of all, imagine sleeping with 400 men. It could be nice. It could be horrible. Whatever you like it. And then, having the issues of withdrawal, right, from whatever your drug of choice is, and then indeed not being on your psychotropics. It's just a total.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it needs to be addressed. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Whoop. Okay, so not only have we broken the ice, but something important has happened here, because let me be clear about this. If this can happen, this changes his whole path inside this play. If this can happen, he's not ending up on the floor here at the end of the play. But something else interesting happens, because if this happens, he's not running away from there, he's not meeting Danny here. This doesn't solve all of Danny's issues, of course, but if that doesn't happen, she doesn't find the shard of glass. It doesn't solve all of Danny's problems, but helping Jack here without ever meeting Danny affects Danny. How many of us get that life actually works that way? When we take the time, other things happen. We are going to move on. We are putting a flower in Danny's hair, please. Here we go.
So Danielle, I got an email from your school today.
Yeah, that was for English class, right? I was there.
Honey.
Oh, Mom, I was. He probably just didn't see me.
Honey, if you don't start picking up your grades now, you're not going to be able to catch up.
I know, I'm trying.
Well, please try harder. You do want to graduate, don't you? Look, honey, I know you're still hurting, but it's been a year now and you gotta let it go.
She was my best friend.
Well, look, that is cute.
17.
I know, but you're still my little girl. Don't you remember how I used to do your hair when you were little? I put little flowers in there.
Don't do that.
Come on, I'm just gonna put a little flower here. It's not a big
Don't.
deal. Danny, it's not a big deal.
Oh, there's a stop. Come. It was the magic put out of the arms and then the stop happened. Who would you replace? Interventionist replace Mia. Could I have your left arm, please? Thank you. There's that. Where do you want to go from?
From when I first started doing her hair.
Okay, how are we with the hair? Yeah, okay, okay. That was permission to touch your hair.
Okay.
Okay, from doing Danny's hair, here we go.
So, I heard that you weren't in English class today.
Yeah, I was. He probably just overlooked me like he always does.
Is there a reason why you're missing class?
I was there, Mom. Like, he just doesn't pay attention to shit.
Really? Well, he's not the only instructor.
Well, all the other ones I was there. That guy just said I wasn't. And I was.
What's going on, sweetie?
Nothing?
Are you still upset about Tracy's death?
I thought I came here to watch a movie with you.
I know.
Volume, please, both of you. People here have to hear.
It's just been a while since we've talked. I feel disconnected from you.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to know what's going on with you. You know, you're missing class. You don't seem as happy as you used to be.
Well, obviously not.
What's going on for you?
Dealing with shit with school. Yeah. Amy not being there. Like, I don't even know if I want to graduate.
What do you miss most about Amy?
Her just being there. Get back to the movie.
I know it's uncomfortable. I feel like we haven't really had a chance to talk about it. And I'm wondering, I don't really think I have, you know, the skills to address it properly. Are you willing to see a counselor? Can I set that up for you? Someone who does this kind of stuff, who can help you through the process of grieving?
I guess so.
Okay.
Freeze. You were looking at your daughter. You can do this. We used to do this in rehearsal. You're doing great. I'm going to say go. When I say go, I want each of you, please, using as much of your bodies as you can, to take one step in the direction of getting what you want right now. It might be from each other, or it might just be what you want. You can't speak, but you can use your body. Ready? Go. And a sentence, please. It can be anything as long as it's this character's truth for right now. Decide what it is, commit to it, don't change it, please, when you hear the other person's.
Why does she have to bring her up? This is so too hard.
Why does she have to bring her up? She says it's so hard.
I want to know how to help her.
I want to know how to help her. Let's come out of here, please. Come. Just come here. What's your name?
Orla.
Orla? It's a very gentle intervention that we're getting here from Mia. How many of us recognize how hard it is for Mia to sit down with her daughter and do this? How many that it's very hard for her? Are you getting what you want here for Mia?
For Mia? Like,
Yeah.
like is Mia getting what she wants?
Yeah, is this
No.
Mia getting what she wants?
No, because her daughter still doesn't want to talk to her, and like the trust isn't there.
Right, right. Well, she's not running away.
No.
And she's not yelling at you. So something was different. What's changed here?
Sitting down and kind of opening up to talk to me. If it continued, it would more or less be a conversation, but at that time I just didn't want to talk about it.
Right. So I'm going to ask you a speculative question. Are you okay with her pushing a little bit during this movie? Or do you just want to be left alone at this point?
At this point?
Yeah.
Left alone now.
Right. Okay. I'm just curious, Mia, do you know that? You're going to just watch this movie now? Or are you going to find it hard to resist poking a bit?
Well, I feel like Mia's character, she distracts herself. So at the first sign of her daughter being uncomfortable, she would kind of check out.
Right.
And so she would watch the movie.
Right. So last question. I know this is because you've brought up a counselor. Are you taking your daughter to see Devereaux?
No, like a psychologist
Right.
as opposed to a
Right.
psychiatrist.
Why? Why is it different?
Because a psychologist can't prescribe meds, and
Right.
psychiatrists, that's basically what they do.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because this is a big question. How many of us in this audience tonight understand Mia's, not just desire, but need for a diagnosis? You don't have to agree with her. Yeah, let me say, this needs to be space in here tonight where we can disagree. How can we have a real conversation about stuff if we have to agree? So you don't need to agree with Mia, but how many of you understand her need for a diagnosis? Can I see some hands? She wants to know what's wrong with her daughter. So this Mia woke up today and could somehow, you know what I mean? That's
okay.
softer. Let me ask you this. What do you have to conquer in Mia?
Feeling like I'm a bad parent.
All right, feeling like Mia's a bad parent. Other insights into that, but just a sentence, please. What does Mia have to conquer to accomplish this? Yes.
The need for certainty.
Her need for certainty, yes.
Control.
Her need
to release some control.
She has to be able to release some control. Anybody else? Yes.
She might have to admit she has some problems too, but she's not ready for that.
Maybe she's got to admit she's also got some problems. So there are one or two more. What does Mia have to conquer in order to do this with her daughter?
But she doesn't accept her daughter.
Where she's at. She needs to find a way to accept her daughter where she's at. One more, if there is one. Yes.
She needs to be vulnerable.
She needs to conquer her.
She needs to allow herself
Yeah,
to be vulnerable.
I was going to say she needs to conquer her fear of being vulnerable.
Right.
She needs to allow herself to be vulnerable. Okay, very last.
She needs to find her support group elsewhere besides her daughter.
Right, she needs to be able to find support somewhere other than Danny. This is you're nodding your head a lot. Because of course, if this can happen again, this all changes. Yeah. Anything you want to say before you go?
No.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to ask you this for the first time tonight. It's going to come up a number of times. In terms of the stuff we've seen so far, policy. I have a policy question for you because Carissa's over there scribbling. policies that either could be in place and perhaps are not, or may be in place and perhaps should leave, that would make the things we've seen so far navigable, able to happen in an easier way. You understand what I mean, folks? But please, in a sentence or two, not long paragraphs. Policy suggestions. Anybody?
Support for parents.
There should be some policies around support for parents. Anybody? Anything else? Yes. I'll come to you. Yes.
There should be more policies around appropriate housing, more affordable, more supportive.
Yes, more policies around housing. I'll share this with you. This theater company was begun in 1981, organizing on issues of affordable housing. I'm sad to say, but I agree with you. Yes?
Psychotherapy should be as accessible as psychiatry.
That there are policies around psychotherapy being as accessible as psychiatry. Yes?
Respite for caregivers.
Policies around respite for caregivers. Is there one more?
Service on demand.
What kind of service on demand?
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Housing,
whatever
counseling.
service we need on demand. Last.
The prescription drugs should be able to be dispensed if they are prescribed by someone other than a physician in a clinic.
Okay, so in clinics, prescription drugs, we should be honoring the prescriber's, the doctor's prescription. Okay, folks, this may happen a number of times tonight. You have policy suggestions that you don't get to articulate. Carissa will be here at the show after, when we're done. Please, though, be gentle with her. She's getting inundated. We are going to move on. Is this an intervention for where?
The intake at New Springs.
The intake. Yes, that's where we're going. Okay. We're going into the intake, and we have an intervention from somewhere other than the theater. Come, please. This is Ryan. Ryan was one of the workshop participants on the project. Yeah, Gretchen?
Gretchen Case.
Gretchen from Utah in the United States. And give me your left arm, please. Oh, man, I've messed this up. Just a second. Here we go.
Don't get too comfy.
And here we go. Who do you want to replace? Who does Gretchen want to replace?
Frank.
Interventions to replace. Don't get too comfy, Frank. Okay? And where does Gretchen want to go from?
Right from the moment where Abby says the documents aren't here.
Okay, so Frank goes, do you have any files for him? And she goes, yeah. Okay, here we go.
So, do you have any files for Jack here?
Oh, they didn't make it over?
Nope, haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, I'll head back to the office, handle it, have them sent right over.
You know what? That's important, but we can deal with that later. I think what I want to get to right now is Jack and having a sit down. I think it'd be great if you could join us for that for a little bit, Abby.
Sure, if that's okay with Jack.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Alrighty, let's grab a seat, guys. So, Jack, first of all, what brings you to New Springs?
Well, I'm looking for some help to get off my OxyContins.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So we've got an addictions issue. That's what our program's specialized here for. And how are you feeling, Jack? What can we give you here at New Springs? What are you looking for exactly?
Well, ultimately my goal is to be self-sufficient and back to work and living in my own place. So from you guys, a safe environment to start making those plans is ultimately, yeah, that would benefit me big time, I think.
All right, I think that's right in line with our goals. Abby, any notes you want to give? Things you've been working on with Jack?
Yeah, we've been working together for a year, and he's very dedicated. He comes to all his appointments. I think we've built a good therapeutic relationship, and he's looking to build some more supports in the community. And he's on tons of wait lists, but as you know, it takes a long time to get in supportive housing and other good programs. So we heard this bed came available and thought it might be a good first step.
Okay, that's great. So, Jack, we've got a lot of rules and a lot of structure here that I want to go through with you. One of the very first things is to take a look in your bag. Can you lay out your belongings on the table here for me? I've got to go through. As we are an addictions program, there's very strict rules about medications.
Okay.
And access to medications are strictly controlled through our doctor and our pharmacy. So I see you got a few things here. We're going to have to take these for now. We need to get these prescriptions filed through our doctor before we can give them back to you.
How long will that take?
Well, it's Friday today, and he's not going to be in until Monday again, so there's going to be a bit of a delay.
So I'm not allowed to take any of them while that happens?
I'm afraid not, Jack. You see, as an addictions program, we have a lot of people who are very vulnerable here to access to pills.
I understand that, but ultimately, like, especially with the Wellbutrin and the clonazepam, I can't just stop taking those. I need to be gradually weaned off of them.
Right.
And ultimately, I don't want to stop taking them. They're very beneficial to my life.
Okay, so we've got a few meds here that are not addictions issues.
Yeah, they're mental health issues.
Okay. Now this is going to be a bit of a problem with our policies. We can't have these uncontrolled on site.
Okay, what happens if I got on the phone to his prescribing doctor and we got a letter saying just for emergency over the weekend until it can be assessed by your addiction doctor?
You know what? I'm afraid our licensing requirements mean we have to go through our doctor. I know that's a big problem. We might just have to hold off on our intake for today. If you can't go without these for a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm definitely not comfortable with that.
Okay.
Like, are you guys going to be able to hold the bed till Monday? Like, is this me not staying here?
You have 30 seconds.
It's a risk. We can try. I don't think we're going to see another intake over the weekend. No, I can't guarantee anything. I can't promise you that. I'm sorry to say.
I understand that, yeah.
But maybe I can leave you with some of our details and rules. We've got a daily schedule here. Why don't you look through over this over the weekend, decide if this is the right program for you. And Monday morning, first thing, you can fax over his files to our doctor and see if Jack here is the right fit for New Springs.
Right on. That sounds good.
Okay, I know this leaves you in the lurch for the weekend, but
I've been on the streets long enough. 2 more days won't kill me.
yeah, and there's a lot of great shelters around. It's not ideal, but I don't want to stick you without your, what is this, naproxen.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah.
It's Wellbutrin, Seroquel,
Yeah, you need,
OxyContin. Right.
you need your classes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you done?
I think so.
Okay, let's come out of here. So, Jack, you're not staying here.
No.
We're going back out into the street.
Yeah.
You know, this has come up already, but how many of us recognize that, ironic and sad in a way as that is, the street's a safer place for him than here? How many of us get that? So, is Gretchen getting, you think, what she wants for Frank?
Here's hoping. It came up that this might mean Jack doesn't get a bed here today, but we need to get him in this conversation and talk about the problems rather than just putting it for him to deal with. And what we didn't dig into is the addictions model fit, whether that's the main focus here.
Right.
But I think bringing Jack into the conversation was the big goal, and keeping Abby around as a friendly face.
Yes. Yeah, very important aspect. Jack, if I'm wrong, you just let me know, but you seem much more comfortable here with her here.
Yeah, big time. I don't feel like I'm just being thrown into it.
It's fascinating, you know, because we've seen this a fair bit, and I think what happens here is a mirror of reality. When Abby isn't here, it's much easier for Jack to get swept up in the intake and just end up somewhere he doesn't actually want to be. Just her presence gives him an ability. Is that fair of me? So just let me ask you something. Why is that? Because she may not necessarily even speak.
You're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Well, I've been with her for a year. It's kind of like, you know, yeah, it's just company. I'm in new territory. I don't know exactly what I'm stepping into. Mind you, they've given me much more information than the previous time. But yeah, it's like having your parent with you when you're going somewhere, you know. Or
There's 2 layers to this. There's the support and there's clear information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Gretchen in Utah. Thank you, Gretchen in Utah. Thanks, Brian. Thank you. Okay, we are, yes, pack your stuff up, please. We're moving on. We are in the diagnosis, is that right? Okay. Oh, Is this for the diagnosis? Okay, we're going to take one more from home, and then we're going to give it a rest, because I don't want to lose our connection with you. Okay, but we will take this. Come. Come. We're in the diagnosis. Okay, interventions to replace Danny. Just come for a sec. Give me your left arm, please. Okay, where's this from?
Jen from East Van.
East Vancouver. Hello, East Vancouver. Okay. Who does she intervention to replace Danny?
Right.
Where are we going from?
The diagnosis and then the prescription.
So we are into giving all the drugs,
Right.
is that
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. So, what I'd like to do today is start you on some of the medications and ask you to make some return appointments before you leave. Okay? So, in particular, I'd like to start you on some mood stabilizers, Epival, 250 milligrams twice a day, olanzapine, 5 milligrams just at bedtime, and the lorazepam for anxiety that you can take just as needed up to twice a day.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a 2-week supply, and I am going to ask you to make a return appointment.
So just 4? I'll take that, honey. Just 4?
Sorry?
I want some more. And this thing about the anxiety thing, do you have something right now? I need it right now.
Okay, well,
That's not what they're for. They're not.
No,
I want to take them.
This is not candy when you want to take them.
Well, you want me to come here, right?
Yes.
And are you not happy now?
Danny, that's not
Do you
what
have
I
some
want.
of this here? I
no,
want
I
to
don't.
take
This
them
is,
here.
you need to go to the pharmacy for them. But you can certainly go downstairs in the hospital pharmacy to have the prescription filled.
That's what I need to take.
And
that,
now
Danny.
that we're here, can you
Danny.
also give something for my mom?
Danny, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
You need this as much as I do.
I am not the one that is flipping around and swearing and carrying on.
Really?
Yes.
Danny, Mrs. Williams. I recognize obviously that there's some significant tension between the two of you.
Yeah, you got that right, doctor. You got that right.
So
Why don't you
this
write
is why-
something for her too, so
Yeah.
that both of us
Right.
can take
Okay,
this?
well, this
So
is
we-
not helping.
Right.
This is not helping. That's not why we're here.
It's not why I thought you will be overjoyed.
No, I'm not. I want you to be happy. I want you to calm down. I want you to go to school. I want you to think about your future.
If you want me to be happy, I told you like before I didn't want to come here. And then you dragged me here. And now you say you want me to be happy? What is it? It's mixed signals.
Danny, I'm just trying to get you help. I don't know what to do. And I don't want the same thing to happen to you that happened to Amy. That's what I'm scared of.
Well, I'm scared of that, and I'm scared of you. What will happen to you? I'm scared of what will happen to you too, Mom.
Nothing's gonna happen to me.
Well, these are definitely very important issues you're both struggling with. Now, that's why we do have a family therapist to offer. We do have that as part of the treatment. So that definitely would be one of the first steps that you need to take, right?
First step, so that would be the first step and not this one, hey?
Well, you know, at this point, you have to know, you're here by choice, so we don't force any medication. You do have to make your mind up. I do encourage you to get more information if you want. There are several places you can get information about the diagnosis I suggested, but no, we're not here to force any treatment. We do believe that that's why you could get individual counseling as well, but we work as a team, and the family therapist is part of that team, the family education. So when you leave, you do have to make some return appointments for that. Yeah. As far as the medication is concerned, I mean, again, get more information and think about it. And as I said, I have given you a return appointment in 1 week.
Freeze, please. All of you just freeze. You're doing great. I'm going to say go. When I say go, I want all three of you, using as much of your bodies as you can, to make the shape of the strongest emotion that you're feeling as the character right now. The strongest emotion. Use as much of your body as you can, please. You can't speak, but you can move. Ready? Go. And I'm going to come and touch you a sentence, please, that's just the truth for you for right now. But decide what it is. Commit to it. Don't change it when you hear the other person's.
They need to do some healing.
God, I hope this wasn't a big mistake.
God, I hope this wasn't a big mistake, she said.
I just want my mom.
I just want my mum, she said. Let's come out of here, please. Shake your bodies out. I forgot to introduce her when we started. This is Iris. Iris was a cast member in our previous production, Us and Them. Nice to have you back. And thank you, Jen. This starts off as a very dramatic tactic. And it's interesting, you know, nothing is wasted here. I know we all watched this get ripped up, both realistically and symbolically, as the two of you fought over it. Why are you not giving up on trying to get this piece of paper from your daughter?
I guess that's my part of trying to keep control of the situation.
You were adamant. When this began, when it started, you know, all of us do this. We watch stuff and we go, oh my God, this is going to happen. You know, you speculate about stuff. And what I'm speculating is, you're going to lock her up, is what I'm speculating.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so big, but it has purpose to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jen getting what she wants?
Yeah.
What is that?
That is to be overly eager about the medication to scare the mom.
Uh-huh. Did that work?
It worked.
Something's different here, though. It's interesting where you end up in her lap. We don't have time to go have the conversation that the two of you would have walking out of here. But let me ask this. Is she getting the meds today?
Apparently not.
Well, you wrote it.
I wrote it,
right,
but,
yeah,
but I said,
right.
no, I'm not going to reissue
Right,
it. No.
we wrote it. Is this getting filled today?
No.
No. You both agree on that? Okay, why not?
I think we have gotten to an understanding where we can talk without all the screaming in the way.
Do you think
So,
that's true? Yeah. Okay, so let me ask Mia something, because I think Danny had to break something in order to do this. What did she have to break?
Just what it took for her to speak up and just blow me away like that, like so unexpectedly, that she was really, really fighting so hard for herself that I had to give that to her.
Okay, so when we talk about human-centered care, Jen is fighting for human-centered care on behalf of Danny. Did she articulate that at all? Did she explain what she thought that was?
One of the things she said is that self-confidence and self-respect starts with the behavior of people that I'm in a relationship with. So in this case, my mom.
Right, right. So that human-centered care just doesn't just come from here.
Yeah.
It's got to come from here somehow. Is that fair? Okay. Anything you want to say before you go? Okay. Thank you very much. In terms of policy, what kinds of policies can either be in place or be removed to make what we just witnessed here more possible? Very quickly, anybody? And in a sentence or two, yes.
Less haste with prescription, more of a
So,
open discussion.
inside the diagnosis process, the time needs to be longer, more open discussion. There was a hand up there.
Individual and family counseling should be covered by MSP or other insurance providers.
Right. Individual and family counseling should be covered by MSP.
One prescription at a time.
Policies around one prescription at a time.
Trust, well, I guess it's not policy, but it's trust your own personal power and intuition about what's right for you.
Right. Well, you know, when we have the policy conversation, I'm just going to take a pause to. This woman is saying, trust your own intuition. This has come up every night in a way. It's easy to look at the mechanization of the system. It's harder, we think, speaking on behalf of all of us, but I know it's true, to recognize how we've internalized that mechanization into ourselves and our families. And I think when you say what you say, I think what you're saying is about breaking the personal mechanization, not just the systemic mechanization. Is that, yeah, that's fair. Okay, yes.
But it's also about the humanization of the process starts with yourself.
Yeah, the humanization of the process starts with yourself. But I want to ask us, please, I'm going to take two more policies, please. Policy, yes.
I think psychiatrists should be required to inform their patients about the drugs that are available and then ask the patient to tell them what they need.
Okay, policies around prescribers being clear about what's available and letting the patient go, well, that may make sense to me, that one.
Yeah, so maybe not in the same office appointment. The next time they
Sure,
meet.
and not in the moment, but think about it, do some research. Yeah.
A lot of it's due the haste and stuff with the psychiatrists and stuff. A lot of it has to do with like not enough staffing for the programs and too many patients. Like I've been
Right.
working in the social services field, and like there's like a million different clients, and it's just all due to the lack of funding and the
Right,
lack of
so
staff.
these
It's
are
just
policies
really
around
bad.
money, it starts there, more money
It's hard to be
equals,
human with someone when there's a million other people waiting. And
more
need
money
help.
equals more staff for all the patients, and that creates more time.
More time.
Okay,
more-
folks, I'm sorry, we have to move on. We have to move on. We are going over into the Abby Devereaux scene, please.
So we lost 3 staff members, and now we only have enough funds to hire 1 back.
I know, but we have no choice.
Well, we need to do something. People are stressed. They're calling in sick, going on leave, and now fighting in the office.
Abby, I'd love to let you hire back, but all we can do is follow through on the consultant's report.
Oh, come on, Paul. The consultant report is a joke. In real life, the phones are ringing off the hook, and people are backed up at the front counter.
Can't you make your staff more efficient?
All right, then. All of us will give up our professional development days, then.
Abby, you know that's not possible.
Then please, go to the powers that be and say we can't do this.
What makes you think I haven't already tried?
Well, Dr. Devereaux, I don't even know how to do this job anymore.
Abby, I'm confident you'll find a way to make it work.
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting anything.
This is Frank from New Springs. Is it all right?
Oh, hey, doctor. I was going to ask you about Jack. We had him at the house, and he took off a couple of days ago. I saw him last night, and the guy, he took a swing at me.
Are you all right?
Well, actually, he hit me, but...
Did you call the police?
Well, no, I didn't.
Abby, isn't that policy?
Yeah, but he just ended up in jail. Frank, is he off his meds?
Yeah, there was an issue. We had his medications taken.
Stop. See, it works. Come, please. Yeah, you can do that if you want. Who would you replace?
Dr. Paul.
Dr. Devereaux. Dr. Paul Devereaux. And you understand the struggle he's engaged in, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, your left arm, please. Left arm. Okay, and where do you want to go from?
When Frank is entering.
Frank is just coming in the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so Devereaux is saying, Abby, I'm sure you'll find a way to make this work.
Yes.
And
Okay.
Frank arrives.
Okay.
Okay? Here we go. Just
Okay. So Abby, I'm sure you'll find a way to make this work.
Abby, I was wondering if you had a minute. Oh, sorry if I'm interrupting anything. I just wanted to...
This is Frank from New Springs. Is it all right?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, doctor.
Hi, Frank. Nice to meet you.
Hi. I was going to ask you about Jack. We had him at the house. He took off a couple of days ago. And I saw him last night downtown, and the guy, he took a swing at me.
Are you all right?
Hold on, he hit you?
Yeah, well... yes.
Well, so isn't our policy to call the police?
Yeah, but he just ended up in jail.
Yeah. So we need to do something about. Do you know why he hit you?
No, I was wondering if there was any thing in his file about physical violence that I might have missed or anything.
No.
No? Okay.
I think that we need to address this because it's not safe that he's assaulting our workers and also out on the street. I wonder, do you know where he went, Frank?
I know where he is, and the thing is, I think, he had some mental health medication. I think maybe if we could get a partial release on a couple of his pills, maybe if you could sign something on his contract, I could probably work something out with him and do a partial on his...
Is that within our policy to do that?
Well, you're not the prescribing doctor, but you are in charge of the clinic, and I can advocate.
Probably just a note on his
for
contract
him.
would probably do it. I could probably organize something with Jim.
Well, I think I would feel more comfortable if I could contact his family doctor and then get back to you. Would that be all right?
Okay, well, it's...
Yeah, I definitely have that number. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe let's get in contact with his doctor that prescribed him those drugs, and then I can sign this for you and get it back to you.
When are you going to do that?
Later today, maybe, if I can get in contact with the doctor.
Okay. It's later today.
Okay.
And you're going to call Dr. Green over there.
Okay, so Dr. Green, I have a file here for Jack Richards.
Right, I know Jack.
Yeah, so he was trying to be admitted to a recovery house.
Right.
And he needs his medications, and I would like to sign a release.
Yeah.
But I need to know about his diagnosis. Does he need?
Absolutely.
I see that he's on Seroquel and
Wellbutrin.
OxyContin and Wellbutrin.
Yeah, and
so,
clonazepam too.
Yeah, and clonazepam.
Right.
So you prescribed all of these to him?
Yeah, I've seen him. He's very, regular and serious. He does come to his appointments and he monitors his medications quite well. So I don't see a problem with that.
Well, so since he's being admitted to an addictions house, is it possible that we just keep him on the Wellbutrin and the non-habit forming drugs in the meantime until he can?
I think, fortunately, I think he does need Seroquel probably not, could be optional, but his clonazepam, he does depend on it quite a bit for his anxiety.
You have 15 seconds. Wind the call up, please.
So I would suggest you keep him on the clonazepam and the Wellbutrin at least.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Green. So I'm going to recommend that you regulate his intake of clonazepam specifically.
Okay.
You can take him off of the OxyContin
Yep.
for a little while.
Yep.
But keep him on the Wellbutrin and the non-habit forming drugs.
Well, we can...
But just make sure that he's taking fewer or a specific number of the clonazepam and not more. Than
Okay,
that.
I'll number the tablets and I'll fax over what we do with his regimen.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you. That's
Thank you,
wonderful.
Doctor.
Okay. Thanks, Frank.
Hey, Abby.
See you later.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. You have 30 seconds. I want to see what happens between the two of you now. Is that okay?
Okay. So Abby, I was wondering if you thought that that was the right procedure, or if we have taken on too much liability in this case. He's not our patient, and he's hit the.
Well, he's my patient. I know he's not your patient, but I feel really strongly about advocating for him, and I really appreciate you going out on a limb and taking the time to call Dr. Green. So I know we can't do this for everybody, but I feel really thankful that you were able to do that.
Okay, well, I hope it works out.
Me too.
Okay, let's just come out of here. Let's come on. What's your name?
Mav.
Mav.
Yeah.
We have two distinct Dr. Devereaux on the stage. That's fine. That happens in Forum Theater a lot. We're going to honor them both. When you say you understand his struggle somewhat, I think was the way you put it, what do you understand about his struggle?
He's definitely stressed about the financial resources that he has, about his lack of staffing. He's trying to deal with these logistical issues, and then he's interrupted by a very emotional request for him to be liable for another person.
Yeah. How many of us recognize Dr. Devereaux's bind in signing that document? Jack is not his patient. How many of you understand how difficult it is for him to do that? Agree or disagree? How many of you get it? It's a big liability issue. He could get in a lot of trouble. How many of you also know that there are doctors out there who will do that? How many of you know there are? They will facilitate this. I think you know that. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you also know the difficulty, and so you take the time. And it's the theater. We can engage in a little bit of magic. He said later today, I escalated it.
Right.
Because let me ask, Frank, later today, will this still be viable later today, do you think?
If he could get a hold of the doctor on call, if
Yeah.
you get him, yeah.
So later today might still work.
Because I just need probably just a couple of days, 2 or 3 days worth, and then I could probably get him into our doctor.
But I mean, this happening not now, but 4 hours from now.
Yeah, I could see him getting a hold of Dr. Green.
Yeah.
I'm not Dr. Green, but I'd hope that would happen.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Does this change something between you and Devereaux?
Yeah, I feel that we have more of a connection and rapport, that we're working together, not butting heads as much.
The chemistry is different. How many of you feel that because of this? So let me ask you something. I'm asking this a lot tonight. Devereaux has got to deal with the mechanization somehow. That's the invitation tonight, to create human-centered care. How are you doing that? Because something big is happening here.
Well, I contacted his doctor.
Yeah, no, I'm not asking you to recall what happened.
Right.
We just saw all that.
Yeah.
What's happening in there?
I'm trying to sympathize with this person, Jack, that I don't know.
Right.
That's on the street now.
Right.
And I'm thinking about putting my credentials on the line for this faceless person.
You know, we talked about this a lot, creating this piece. Again, I can easily be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. We talked about how we don't have any space for messy anymore. This could be messy.
Yes.
But you're going to take the risk it's going to be messy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the reason why I tried to suggest not letting him have the habit-forming drugs. And because, I mean, like Wellbutrin, I know, actually lessens the need for addictive drugs, like even tobacco. So it would be tragic to take that away from him when he's going into a addictions home.
Okay, this solves many things inside this play for Jack, if we can take the time to do it. I think it also makes this working relationship better. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you want to say before you go, quickly?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Move the sash. Okay. We are moving on. We're going to take the time for 2 more interventions before we wrap up tonight. We are in here, please, with Danny and Mia. This? Do you want this? Sorry, I'm being signaled about something. What? Okay. They're going to change my battery over here while this starts to happen. Okay? Can we begin the scene, please? If you understand the struggles. The characters you're engaged in. You have an idea for human-centered care, they'll stop. Here we go.
Hey, Mom.
Don't hey, Mommy. Where the hell have you been?
I just went out.
Danny, I've been worried sick and you're not answering any of my messages.
That's because my phone died.
Oh, please. And you didn't go to school again today.
Well, I can't go back to school.
Of course you can.
No, I can't. They're going to call me crazy there.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. What is wrong with you now?
Mom, it's these meds. They cloud my head. I can't think properly.
Honey, you get used to them.
Stop and come. Oh, is that one of those, I can't believe I just did that moment? Who would you replace? Interventionist replace Danny. Your left arm, please. Yeah, that one. And where do you want to go from? So what just got said?
I just was
Get used to them? Okay. So we'll start from the meds are fogging my brain. Okay, we'll start from there. Okay, here we go.
Mom, it's the meds. They're fogging my brain.
I'm sorry, just before we start, can you say hi up to the top row?
Hi.
Louder, please.
Hi.
It's always got to be that loud.
Okay.
Okay? Here we go. Once again, sorry to interrupt.
Mom, it's the meds. They're fogging my brain.
Honey, you'll get used to them.
I don't want to get used to them, Mom.
It just takes time for them to get through.
I just need you to listen to me.
Listen to what, Danny?
I need you to listen to what's going on for me.
Danny, isn't that what you're supposed to be doing with the counselors?
Mom, I need you to listen to me. I need you.
What do you want?
I want you to stop drinking. I want you to stop cleaning like this. I want you to listen to me.
Danny, I can't.
I need you to, Mom.
Don't you understand how hard this is for me?
Don't you understand how hard this is for me? I can't feel anything, Mom.
Well, what if we talk to your uncle? Do you want to do that?
What do you want to talk to him about?
Well, he might be able to find somebody else that's maybe another doctor or somebody else.
I think you need someone to help you, Mom.
What are you
Your
talking about,
doorbell
Danny?
just rang because it would in fact be time. The doorbell just rang.
Okay, that's your Uncle Frank right now.
I want you to talk to him, Mom. If you don't, I'm going to tell him.
Tell him what?
I'm going to tell him that you're the problem, too.
Danny. Hey, Frank.
Oh, hey, Mia, how's it going?
All right, Danny's home now.
Danny, you're home. Oh,
Uncle
good.
Frank, we need to talk to you. We need help.
With
Mom's making me take these meds.
Hey.
you're on meds?
Yeah, and I feel awful and I can't think. And she needs help too.
Danny!
How long
Everything's a mess here.
How long have you been taking them?
We just started. Mom, you said that you would talk to him.
Yeah, to help you.
You need help too, Mom. That will help me.
Can I talk to you for a second, Mia? Can I talk to you for a second?
Okay.
You've got her on medication?
Volume, please.
You've got her on medication?
Frank, you don't understand. Ever since Amy passed away, she's been depressed. She's been argumentative. She's just shutting down. She's not going to school. I don't know what to do. I can't get through to her.
She's in pain.
I know. That's why I took her to the doctor.
No, but she needs you to be strong right now. And maybe if you could, clear your plate, maybe you could have room to help her. You need to look at some stuff too, maybe.
I don't understand. I don't look at what?
Well, she wants help, but you got to be.
I can't, Frank.
What happened with Amy was hard for her. You know that.
Frank, there's just so much stuff. I just don't know if I can do it.
Well,
Please.
no, she needs you, and she needs you to be strong,
I need you both. We need to be a family.
Okay, tell you what, we can get a second opinion on your medication.
I don't want to take the medication.
Okay, that's what we need. We should see a doctor before we finalize that decision. So, and we could get you.
It's not just me, though.
I know.
Mom, I'm 17. I'm not that messed up, but you make me feel like I'm messed up. You make me feel crazy.
I'm sorry.
And now everybody else is going to think that I'm crazy.
I don't want them to think that. Really, I don't. I'm sorry, Danny.
Freeze. You're doing great, folks. You were looking at your mom, Danny. Just stay focused. You're doing great. I'm going to say go. When I say go, I want each of you using as much of your bodies as you can to take one step in the direction of getting what you want right now. It might be from each other, or it might just be what you want. Not from each other, just what you want. You can't speak, but you can use your bodies. Ready? Go. And a sentence, please. It can be anything as long as it's your truth for right now. But decide what it is, commit to it, don't change it, please.
Speak from your heart.
Just speak from your heart, he said.
I'm so torn.
I'm so torn about what, Mia?
I want to do what they want to do, but I'm so scared.
I'm so torn. I want to do what they want me to do, but I'm really scared.
I want to help you.
I want to help you, your mom, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shake your bodies out, please. And come out here. What's your name?
Dawn.
Dawn? Dawn, when you yell stop out there, and you have an idea about human-centered care for Danny, because it's the invitation. Do you think it's going to get this emotional up here?
No.
So, yeah, because, what we see here, I believe this strongly, that we see the truth here when we see something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're asking for the conversations to happen, and then when this conversation starts to happen, I see you start to kind of, it's not a criticism of anything. I think we see something true, not just for Dawn, but for Danny. Danny wants something. I can be wrong, so if I'm wrong, please. She wants this thing, but it's scary. Is that fair? Because I watched it, and when I said to you, get what you want, I saw you look at me and go, are you crazy? Right?
Yeah.
But you came in. Mia, sometimes my job is to ask stupid questions. What are you so afraid of?
That I can't handle my emotions.
Right. Frank, I don't see you get this emotional very often. What is it about this moment?
It's like the whole thing is it's at a tipping point
right
here for Danny.
Right.
And the actions that Mia takes right now could determine it's really important at this tipping point for Danny's outcome.
You said something early on, and I want to know, I know you know the play. I get that.
Yeah.
But you walk into a moment, and very early you say, you've got to help your daughter. She's in pain. And you haven't heard a lot yet, but you're seeing something. You must be seeing something, or you couldn't say it. Is that fair?
Yeah.
What are you seeing? Yeah, just breathe.
It's youth suicide.
Right. How many of us recognize, I put out this statistic too many times. Canada has one of the highest youth suicide rates of any country in the industrialized world. This is a terrible statistic. How many of us know it's true? We recognize. Those of you who don't know that's true, it's true. So I have this last question. Because this all comes from you yelling stop. It gets very different in here, right? It takes a lot of courage for Danny to insist that we have this conversation. What kind of mechanization is Danny fighting against inside her family? It's where we are, right?
That she's the problem.
It's the part of the mechanical system is indicating all the arrows are pointing here, right? And she's got to combat that. And she's got to go, no, it's not me, it's us. Is that fair with me? Anything you want to say before you go?
No.
Okay, you've said a lot. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we are going to take time for one last intervention. Anna, I saw you hanging out there. Is that for this? Come, please. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try, well, we'll see. I'm going to try to move through this quickly, and if we can, we'll also have an idea from here if we have the time. Your left arm, please. This is Anna. Anna was a workshop participant in Us and Them and a web actor for Us and Them. Where's this from?
Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Rose.
Rose in Vancouver. Okay, intervention replace Abby. Where in the scene?
From when Frank first walks in.
Okay, so
Frank.
So where we are, just to be clear, Abby has found Jack sleeping on the sidewalk. He's in very rough shape. She's brought him in. She's asked him, you know, what happened, and he's gone through all the kind of stuff of what happened, and he's in a very agitated state. So could we just go from the end of that where you're going, I don't know what to do, from in there. Yep. You took away my meds, I don't know what to do, which is Frank's entrance. Okay? Focus in, folks. Here we go. Go
I don't know what to do, Abby.
Yeah, I know. How about you just take a deep breath for a sec?
Oh,
Hey,
you're no longer allowed at New Springs Recovery.
Hey, Frank, just take
Here's
a deep
the
breath
last
for
of
a
his
sec.
paperwork.
Thanks. Can you just take a deep breath for
What
a
about
second?
all my stuff, man?
It's in the garbage.
My fucking pills, too?
It's in the garbage.
Stop. Jack, just stop, okay?
keep
Can you just
away
take a
from
deep
me,
breath? Yeah, you
please?
got it, you got
Abby,
it.
You have to know
You
what
got
this
it.
guy did.
I didn't do
This guy
anything.
he crossed the boundary, followed one of my family members home last night.
I'm not allowed to
Okay, so
have
thank you for
friends.
letting me know that. Can you
Okay.
just take a deep breath for a sec? Just take a breath, please. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
I just
gotta calm him down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's just gotta calm down because
Okay.
this is escalating
First,
really
yeah.
fast.
Just don't bring him back to the house, and I'd like
You
to
got
talk
it.
to you
I don't ever
about
want
it.
to go
Yeah, we'll
back
talk
there.
about
And
it.
I'll talk to you about it later.
You got
We
it.
need to- Okay.
You got it. Absolutely. Can we talk after? Can I just
Yeah.
have him alone
Yeah.
for a minute? Thank you.
Abby, you gonna be all right?
Yeah. Let's take a seat.
So fucked up,
Yeah.
Abby. I need my fucking meds.
Yeah.
Fucking flipping out here.
Yeah. Can you take a deep breath?
I'm trying, but fuck, I got fire in my fucking head.
Okay.
My fucking skin's crawling. They just fucking take everything away from me.
Hey, doctor. Hey. So we've got a situation because we have a person who needs meds.
Right.
And he's really stressing out.
Okay.
And his meds are with the shelter because they took them away.
So, have you
Yeah.
thought about what the usual procedure is and when these crises occur in the outpatient?
Yeah, what would you do in that moment?
Well, usually what we do have is we ask the person to go down to the emerge to be assessed.
Volume, please.
Okay. There's no chance of getting him meds right now, are there?
Well, he needs to be assessed.
Okay.
And usually that's the procedure to have somebody
Okay.
in the emerge to assess them. If
I'm
that's a
not going to
problem...
the emergency. No way. They fucking tie me down,
All right.
lock me up.
All right, well, there may be another option. You might call the psychiatrist on call to see him here.
Okay, that's
so
what
if
I'll
you
do.
can, if you can wait for a few minutes here,
Yeah, we'll do that.
we could try that. Or you can call his doctor too.
Okay.
Because I have another
Please,
patient to
just
see
do
right now.
fucking
You got it.
something.
Yeah. So Jack, who's your doctor?
Dr. Green.
Okay. So I'm gonna call him. His number's in your file, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. It's your file with my info.
Okay. Right. That's true, man. That's really true. That's true. Okay. I'm calling him right now. Just keep breathing.
Oh, please.
There's a phone.
I can't believe they just fucking took them.
Hello. I'm calling for Dr. Green. Hi, Dr. Green. I have a patient of yours, and he doesn't have his meds available, and he needs to be assessed so that we can get him some meds because they've been taken away, and he's in extreme anxiety right now. Is there any chance that I can bring him to you?
Yeah, I'll be in the office. I can try and squeeze him in.
Okay.
What's his name?
Jack?
Okay, Jack Richards?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. If you come here right away, I can fit him in. I know him well.
Okay, awesome. So we'll be there as soon as possible.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
What's
so
going
let's
on?
just, you're going to go there. You're going to go there with her?
Yeah.
Okay, because let's just stop, because I think we know if we can get to green, we're going to get some meds today.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Is that
Yeah.
fair? Okay, just before we move on, I'm curious, is there a different idea from the house, an idea for this moment that is different than we just saw? I'm curious. There may or may not be, because this covers a lot of territory. But if there is, I want to make some time for it. Anybody?
I have a question. Isn't he a psychiatrist?
Can we do the question later?
Okay.
Yes, he's a psychiatrist.
My idea then.
And no, he's probably not going to prescribe these meds. Yeah. Is there a different idea on the stage? Would you come?
No.
No. The question is to come here. Going once. Going twice. Okay, we'll just process this. Come.
Okay.
I'm not surprised because this covers a lot of territory. What's her name?
Rose.
Rose in Vancouver.
Yes, and she actually has some great, well, she has a lot of suggestions.
Okay, loud so they can hear.
Okay.
She wants to start when Frank comes in the room, I imagine, to de-escalate that situation. Is that fair?
Yes, yeah, it was all about de-escalating and working together to get Jack's needs met.
Okay, so we have to get Frank out of the room. Do you have an expectation that he's going to actually physically help you, or you're just going to get information from him?
I was just getting information from him.
Okay, so that doesn't surprise you?
Yeah.
Okay. Jack,
Yo.
how long are you prepared to stay here while people are talking about what to do to help you?
It's getting pretty hard, but I could barely even listen to what they were saying, but the couple little bit I heard is that things are going to work for me. I heard my doctor's name, which changes a lot in my head.
So there's enough going on to keep you in the room.
Yeah.
How many of us in this room recognize that we spend a lot of time talking about how to help Jack? I'm talking about out there. That what we see in here has a reality to it. You know, theater time, a minute is a lot of stage time. So we spend a lot of time here while he's freaking out, talking about whether or not we can help him. How many of us recognize the truth of that? And he has to stick that out, and you do, because you're getting enough tidbits, yes?
Yeah.
Do you recognize that takes a long time? Okay. Is she getting what she wants?
Largely.
What is that?
Team-centered care. It's not entirely because, you know, Frank would have been part of that potentially, but team-centered care to make sure that Jack gets his needs met with the resources available.
Okay. Dr. Green, how busy are you?
Very.
Very. So let's just ask this and then we're going to move on. How often can you do this?
Not very often.
Not only is there a burnout factor here, but we can't go to the Dr. Greens every day, can we? Okay. Anything you want to say before? You had stuff to communicate about her, is that right?
Can I just read?
Yeah.
Because I wrote it down.
Quickly, please.
We need a greater variety of mental health services, more staffing in facilities, more housing and housing options, so staff are not overworked, undersourced, and underpaid, and we need more funding.
Okay. Thank you from Vancouver.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have that back? Can I have that back? Okay, I'm going to ask this question again. What kinds of policies could be in place or could be gone to make what happens here more viable, please? I'm looking for stuff that hasn't been mentioned yet, if possible. Yes?
Less barriers to accessing care, so more communication among healthcare professionals.
More communication among healthcare professionals, because the lack of communication creates all kinds of barriers. There was a hand there somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, it was really similar, just like a better kind of log. Like when we talk about people's files, you see their medication history and their illness history. But it would be really useful, I think, for kind of a comprehensive list of all the professionals they've dealt with, so that there could be more of a network.
Right, so if we had access to comprehensive lists of all the professionals that a person is dealing with, it'd be easier to link things together. A couple more if there are.
The policy
Yeah.
around personal belongings, why were those personal belongings not returned?
The policies around person, you mean the meds?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we wish it was the case, but how many of us, what Frank says is they held on to them for a couple days, it's been 4 days, and they threw them away. And whenever I've talked to Frank about that, his response has been, do you have any idea how much stuff we get left with? It's come up more than once. Policies around not throwing personal effects away in situations like
Well,
this.
he came back and he brought the file back, so there was an opportunity there.
Right. But how many of us recognize that that's in fact what's happening? Yeah. Personal effects are being thrown away. How many of you know that's true? Whole bunch of you know that's true. Okay, is there one more thing? Anybody? Yes. Oh, that's not a hand.
Also,
yeah.
Better continuity of care. So like, not just communication, but connections through the system. So when something like this happens, there are other places for that individual to go.
Okay, better continuity of care so that when things like this happen, there are other resources, listings of resources, that Abby knows where to put other places to take him. Okay, we are going to wrap up. This is closing night of this. There's all kinds of things I don't have to tell you. If you want to get onto the Theatre for Living mailing list, there is a reason to do that. Our next large project that's coming is called Corporations in Our Heads. How have the messages of corporations invaded our collective psyche? How are those messages affecting not only our relationship to consuming, but our relationship to each other and to ourselves? Is it possible to use the theater to exorcise those messages from our collective psyche? There will be no play, no actors, no script. It's all going to come out of the audience. Did some experimenting with this earlier in the year, and it was very, very interesting to do. It's going to tour all across the province. If you want to be informed about that, the best way is to get on the mailing list. We don't share that information with anybody, period. Folks, could you come and join me here, please? And I want to call, because it's closing night, anybody who's been involved in the project, any Theatre for Living staff that's here, any, holy crow, okay, any of the production team that's here, anybody from Shaw who doesn't have to stay behind a camera or in the booth, workshop participants, if there's workshop participants from the original workshop here, please come join us. I hope I haven't missed people, but if you've been involved, please come. Also, we've had people watching this. You know, people can watch without us knowing they're there, but if they log in, then we know where they're from, if you know what I mean. We've had people watching tonight from Abbotsford, Adelaide, South Australia, Austria, Bellingham, Calgary, Campbell River, Cuernavaca, Mexico. Oh, you have to help me with this. Dietersburg, Germany, Edmonton, Hamilton, Langley, Laval in Quebec, Longo, Nagoya in Japan, Nanaimo, New West, North Van, Ottawa, Prescott, United States, Salt Lake City in Utah, San Francisco, Toronto, Victoria, Vancouver, Squamish, and over 300 unique viewers. That's terrific. Thank you for that. Just to wind up, this work is a circle. It starts in reality. In this case, the reality of the workshop participants and cast's lives. I want to say again, nobody's played themselves here tonight. They've all played characters. Nevertheless, it starts in reality. In the creation and rehearsal process, we made an image of that reality, not an image of fantasy, an image of reality. Through the interactive forum theater event, we've transformed that image. We've taken it apart and put it back together again. In the doing of that, there are some hopes. You know, I'm a theater guy. I hope it's entertaining. But there's another hope, and that is that we have insights. Not just you folks, but us, every night doing this. But that circle, reality, making an image of reality, and transforming the image of reality isn't complete unless we take whatever insights we have in here out of the theater and back to reality and use them to make the world a safer place. In this case, around human-centered care. If you want to honor this, and we hope you do, Please take whatever you can out of here tonight and use it. Thank you very much, people in the theater. Thank you for logging in, those of you out there. And mostly, thank you, folks, very much.